It was announced that Bill Goldberg's contract with WWE is expiring, and then he will soon be a free agent. Um, I wanted to know, mostly because I wanted to see you go off, but I wanted to know if Goldberg, if WWE should give him a new deal, or if Goldberg should retire, or if Goldberg should take another job at another wrestling company.
As the receptionist? Like what?
Oh wow.
Doing what? What has he done in the last 10 years that he thinks that he needs to be making comebacks? Like he looks great, don't get me wrong, but that's it. When I'm done seeing him do his little entrance, that's it. That's all I need out of Goldberg.
Mm,
He has yet to put on any good matches.
mm.
He has 2 moves and that's it. He can't even do them correctly half the time. He concussed one of our favorite legends.
He
Did we
did.
forget that? I didn't remember Saudi. I did not forget that. I didn't forget that god awful match with Bray Wyatt and how he took the belt. There's no good investment with him.
Mm.
There's no good investment. If you have him come on, maybe just to can he even cut a promo? I don't think he ever cut a good promo. No, no. What does he do good again? Why do we like him? What?
Spear. Spear.
It's not even all that great of a spear. Like it was maybe cool, like I don't know, 20 years ago. But like we have many other wrestlers now that jack that move and do it better or do it more interestingly. I don't understand why Goldberg of all legends y'all want to keep bringing back. Like what is I want to know what he's doing behind closed doors that everyone wants to invest in him because to me there is no investment at all. Like if I bring you back to the E and you're still like not a draw and people aren't chanting your name and like the fans hate you, why would you want I don't know. If I was Goldberg myself, I wouldn't want to keep going. Like I feel like he's out of touch. He's out of the times. He doesn't. Not that I'm saying he necessarily needs to train to get better. Because what's the point? He's not really a wrestler at this point. He's kind of just like not even per diem. Like he's a legend that just shows up. I guess when he wants to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Based off of his name value. But it's just like what is the point of him? And I don't understand the hype in him. Like I'm not really frustrated. I'm perplexed. I'm confused
Mm.
as to why they keep bringing him back. Why? Do you have any idea?
So I think it's very, very. I think context is everything. I believe that the reason why Bill Goldberg was so special, right, when he first started his career, mysterious, didn't say anything, had this long undefeated streak, very, very powerful, only placed in wrestling matches that showed off his strengths. Um, and I feel like that is what made him special. Also, just the fact that Hogan was so hated as a heel back in WCW, um, made him even more of a better face. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like all of these things kind of came together and made him special, right? I also feel like he's just at the time, he was a great athlete, very agile for someone his size to move the way that he moves. And then when he came over to WWE, I think it was special. And this is like 2003, 2004. I think it was special because he had built up such a dominant reputation in WCW. The biggest question was, how would he do in WWE? At the time, The Rock was there, Triple H was there, Scott Steiner was there, Shawn Michaels was there, and you still had enough opponents to say, okay, this is what it would have been like if Goldberg was in WWE, right? But now look at everything that's happened. Rock is not a full-time wrestler. Hunter is not a full-time wrestler. Shawn Michaels is not a full-time wrestler. Scott Steiner is not a full-time wrestler. And because of that, it's like, and the only other like match that was like piquing interest was Goldberg versus Taker, and we know how that went. So I feel like now that all of that has been kind of put to rest, there's no reason for him to return to the WWE. I think his match with Brock was also pretty cool, but there's no reason for him to come back to the WWE. I feel like there's no reason for him to wrestle for another company. Um, I think it's time for him to retire. He already is in the Hall of Fame. I just think it's time. I think it's time for him to hang it up, and it's okay because he's had a good career. But I don't see him at this point in time providing the value that he used to. And I think that he may even be in that space as well, where he's just I did what I wanted to do. I think he said that he part of the reason why he wanted to come back to wrestling is because he wanted his son to see him wrestle. His son to see him wrestle. So it's like
Okay, we
bucket
that
list.
ship that sail, but I just feel like he's like the Lex Luger. Like, he's not good. He just looks good and he has a decent like background outside of wrestling. So if you
Hmm.
put him with the right people, the right situation,
And they make it
he's gonna
happen.
look good by default.
Right.
That's why I get frustrated with him because like you put him in a ring with other wrestlers, he doesn't necessarily make other wrestlers look good. It only works when you're trying to make Bill look good
Right.
because Bill does not have that much to really offer. Like, I don't hate the man. I just think he's very much unnecessary and he's not the legend that we need right now. Like, there's so many other people you could pick from. And
Hmm.
I just feel like Bill is just not it, and that ship should have literally sailed in Saudi.
I agree.
That it should have. Like, I let that slide because I understand that when it comes to Saudi shows, they want to bring in name value, and
Attraction.
people
Yeah.
know Bill Goldberg. I'm not about to just tell you not to do that. For a show that's supposed to be like a WrestleMania equivalent for over there. I'm never gonna say no to that, but I'm just like saying moving forward, like what are you gaining out of it? So you bring Cena back right now, like, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get great promo, great match, but you're also gonna put over a talent. This man came back, and my frustration is that we didn't really get much of anything out of him besides a lot of frustration and disappointment. I wanted to quit so many times because of Bill. I wanted to so badly.
It's just the way that you sounded. It was just all my life.
I was stressed. The whole Fiend situation stressed me out. I was mad for a week. No, actually, I was mad longer than that because they kept putting. They already buried Bray Wyatt, and he's burying himself at this point in time.
Yeah.
But he just really like ruined that character. Like, he ruined a lot since he came back recently. Like, shout out to him for at least wanting to doing it, like, to want to do it for his son. Maybe he wanted his son to see him as the star that he was back then. But why
Right.
can't you just play your tapes? What's so hard about that? Just pop in the
On Peacock. Hop
for
on
real.
Peacock.
Thank you. Like, just turn that on. Like, I don't get it.
Just hop on Peacock, bring up that WCW library, and we lock in.
YouTube. Yeah, the fire stick something. Yeah, it's not hard, Bill. You're
Then
making
again,
it hard.
like an in-person experience is definitely different from the like a online experience. So I get it from that perspective, but I do
I
want to
don't
know
know.
what everybody else feels about this aspect. I'm turning this into a meme. Um, I want to know what everybody else feels. Should Bill Goldberg
Not a
retire
meme.
from pro wrestling, or do you believe that he has some more left in the tank? But we are moving on. So speaking of other companies, a former WWE